Bricklink just announced the final versions of their Bricklink Designer Program Series 7 sets. Now, there are 5 of them that are going to be available for crowdfunding, in other words, pre-ordering, beginning on February 16th. What's interesting about these sets that we'll do a bigger breakdown as we get closer to the February 16th pre-order date, but 2 of them I think got significantly better from the original submission to the final version. So this video is going to focus on those 2 sets and which key factor has made them better. We are going to start with the privateer Frigate Fortuna, which is an absolutely massive ship. This one has 4,087 pieces and will retail for $370 US. Now, if you take a look at the original versus the final versions, you'll see some subtle differences on the exterior of the ship, maybe the length of the front mast or some details in the cabin interior. But there's not a lot of variation except for one key area, and that is the minifigs. The original submission, based on what I could tell, had about, I think, 13 minifigs, including the figurehead. If you look at the official submission, we're getting 20. So not only do we see a significant increase in the number of minifigs, we actually see much greater coherence and more exclusive or rare minifigs on the final version. So check out the original submission. I'll show you some images here that show off some of the minifigs, and you'll notice that there are a variety of different torsos involved, and a lot of them are reuses from previous lines of castle sets and maybe some pirate stuff tossed in there. But if you take a look at the new version, the final version, there are 20 minifigs and 8 of them are using the officer torso from the Lego minifig vending machine idea set that came out in June of 2025. 8 of them, that's incredible. And not only that, but 7 out of 8 of them are come with dual molded legs. So the white legs with the black boots, and it's a fantastic look. One of the other minifigs with the officer torso is a kid dressed up as an officer, which I think is a nice addition as well. So 8 of those are using that brand new torso that's only come in the Lego vending machine. And then there's another torso, the pirate torso from the same set, that is being included in this frigate, and it comes with 6 of those torsos as well. So 2 previously exclusive torsos from the vending machine making their appearance here. But it's not just those 2 torsos in the frigate that are improving the minifig quality of the set. There's 2 other torsos that I think are really interesting that LEGO is including here that have previously been exclusive. One of them is the medieval Horse Knight's Castle blacksmith, who has this white shirt with a leather, like reddish-brown leather vest that comes on top of it. We are getting that minifig in this set. Plus, we are getting the torso, head, and hair from the Pirates of the Caribbean Black Pearl figurehead. So we're getting a sand green, almost like Statue of Liberty-like torso with the sand green head and hair. And that's a great addition. The minifig from the Black Pearl costs $30 on Bricklink. It's an exclusive minifig to that. And while we don't get the wings or the printed dress piece, we at least get the torso, the head, and the hair. So those inclusions significantly upped the game of the minifig selection for the frigate, maybe to the point where people had been on the fence for that set, but seeing how great the minifigs are might then take the plunge. The second set that I want to talk about is the Alchemist shop, and this one has just over 2,300 pieces and will retail for $200 US. Now again, if you take a look at the original submission versus the final, and you look at the actual building, you'll notice that there are some small differences. There could be with the beehive that was in the original that's not actually in the final version. The tree has purely like a lot of those red normal leaves that we see LEGO use in sets. The final version has those 3-pronged leaves that came, I believe it was the Japanese bonsai tree that I think were new in that set. There's some other cosmetic differences at the top of the roof line, some interior details. There's much more accessories and little things tossed in to the interior in the final version than the original. But again, the key difference is going to be with the minifigs. The original submission had 6 minifigs. You had a Lion Knight, a Wolf Pack, the tax collector from the medieval town square, and then 3 other peasant-like torsos. This one changes that up. We no longer get the wolf pack, we no longer get the lion knight, we no longer get that tax collector, but we are getting some of those formerly exclusive minifigs that we saw in 2025. Which ones in particular are we getting? Well, we're going to start with some of the creator sets that came with minifigs in June of 2025. The Medieval Horse Knights Castle. Yes, that's right. We are getting 2 different Horse Knights minifigs in this set. One of them is the more common one that came in that set, and then the second one is the King, the torso and the legs, which have a different printing, and they're fantastic, and they are rather expensive on Bricklink. Now, on top of that, we are getting a Griffin Knight, a fully decked out Griffin Knight. Actually, I think it's better quality than what we saw in the Lego vending machine where we got the Griffin Knights originally. This one comes with the printed legs, it comes with the torso, it comes with shoulder armor, and it comes with that awesome Griffin Knight's shield. So that's a great addition to this set, as is the Kraken Knight, another minifig that we had in the Lego vending machine that had been exclusive to that, has now found its way into this Bricklink Designer Program Series 7 set. So that is a great addition to this lineup. But it doesn't stop there, right? We actually are getting a couple of additional really interesting torsos, like going back to the Horse Knights Castle, the Blacksmith. We're getting that torso in this set. And in the Creator Haunted Mansion, we are getting a repeat of the Vampire dress and torso, as well as the Ghost, which is absolutely great. I don't know how the Ghost fits into the Alchemist shop, honestly, in terms of the play features of the storyline. It doesn't matter that we are getting that formerly exclusive minifig in a Bricklink Designer Program Series set is definitely a good thing. Not only that, but if you take a look at the lineup of minifigs, you'll notice that every non-Ghost minifig in this set has either printed or dual molded legs. And if you looked at the price of these minifigs and the torsos that we're getting in this set, they would run on Bricklink about $80 US. So just the minifigs there really adding up to a significant cost on Bricklink, which is a very interesting observation that LEGO is including all of these minifigs in this set. Oh, and by the way, check out the animals in both of these sets. I forgot to mention with the Frigate, we're getting a goat. We're getting a monkey. The Black Pearl didn't even get a monkey, right? That should have been in there, plus a cat and the chicken. And in the other set, the Alchemist shop, we're getting a horse, which we anticipated based on the original version. But we're also getting a pigeon and a pear. And those are pieces that are fairly unique, at least to my collection. And that white pigeon is something that we first saw appear with the black beak and feathers in this year's modular, The Shopping Streets. So now I'm going to zoom out. What does this mean moving forward for LEGO? Well, the first thing is I'm very glad that LEGO took a look at what some of the exclusive minifigs they had in 2025 and decided we're going to find more opportunities to provide these minifigs to people. And on the other hand, these are 2 expensive sets. $200 for the Alchemist shop, $370 for the Frigate. You're definitely paying a high price in order to get these minifigs, even if the value for those sets are pretty good if you look at the price per piece ratio and the total number of minifigs. But it also pretends that LEGO could be giving us additional opportunities to get these minifigs in the future, hopefully through some lower cost sets, more widely available cost sets. The Bricklink Designer program is only available at a certain capped production run. It's only available for a couple of weeks for ordering out of the year, unless you want to buy them on the secondhand market. So we are getting them in limited run sets, hopefully translates to some long run system style sets, whether it's an icons or some other theme. But it is encouraging that we're getting these minifigs here. The second thing that I think is absolutely fascinating about this is that LEGO is able to up the minifig game when it wants to. I think it's fascinating that LEGO looks at the Bricklink Designer Program Series and wants to provide an incentive for people to buy sets from there, because Bricklink, if you didn't know, is owned by LEGO. So LEGO is running this, and they want people to buy these sets. They're providing a great incentive through the minifigs to maybe take good designs from fans and then making the minifig selection better, because LEGO does have access to those parts, whereas the fan designers didn't. And again, it shows you what LEGO can do when they want to. And I don't know if it reflects great on Lego that for some odd reason we get in some sets just very boilerplate minifigs, or honestly some pretty lackadaisical minifigs, especially in some of the lines. And I know a lot of Star Wars fans that are watching this are saying amen, right? So this is one of those areas where it's fascinating that when Lego wants to give you the dual modal legs, they'll give you the dual modal legs. If they want to give you leg printing, they give you leg printing. If they want to bring back a formerly exclusive minifig torso, they'll do that. And they'll actually undermine the market for some of these minifigs on Bricklink. Those castle minifigs from the vending machine, the figurehead minifig from the Frigate that was on the figurehead of the Black Pearl. Those are pretty exclusive minifigs that have been hard to get for some people. And if you didn't want to spend 180 bucks to get all 16 minifigs because you only liked one or two, now you have an opportunity to pick up a couple more. Again, an expensive set, but maybe you like these better than you did the vending machine. So it's interesting what Lego's willing to do when they really want to provide a good, not just good, but great product when they are maybe trying to build up momentum for the Bricklink Designer Program Series 7 set. So that's my take, my reaction on these releases. Again, we'll do a more in-depth breakdown of all 5 of them and which ones we plan on buying when we get to, if any, to the February 16th release date or pre-sale date. But in the meantime, thanks for watching. Let me know what you think about these minifigs and these sets, if you plan on maybe getting any of them or you like these minifigs. Put that in the comments below, and always remember to keep building together.